Hello and welcome back to the Spin the Rock podcast.
She just went auto mute.
It says shut your ass up. Hello and welcome back to the Spin the Rock podcast. I'm your host Angel, and with me today are my co-hosts.
Eugene?
And Vaughn.
As you can see, I am somewhat sick, but that won't affect me. Michael Jordan flu game. We have brackets to make, but first, you you can kind of tell what the only news we have really is that Jonte Porter received a lifetime ban from the NBA for gambling. What do y'all think about this?
Bro's so stupid, bro.
He bet on himself, but he bet on himself being ass every game. Like that's a whole nother level of just what is going on in his head. Banned for life, deserved. I don't know if he'll be missed though.
Right. I do find it kind of interesting though, like there was a similar incident in the NFL that happened as well with Calvin Ridley, if you guys are familiar with him or not. He was betting on games as well, but he was only suspended for a season. So I wonder if it was solely because of what Jonte was betting, or if the NBA literally has like a, strike one policy on, sports betting while playing in the NBA. You know what I mean?
I saw reports that like what really put the nail in the coffin was that he was betting on the Raptors to lose games. So he was betting on them losing. And that's like one of the main things that like put the nail in the coffin.
So it was like, yeah, like tanking essentially.
Yeah, like if he was betting on his over, that would be.
Right.
I'm pretty sure it wouldn't be a lifetime ban.
That, bro, it's just this whole situation is just like insane.
Crazy. Well, this also happened in soccer, and he was betting on them. He was doing like actual prediction bets, and he was betting on them to like lose like against like good teams and beat bad teams. So he was like actually he was doing what we do, but for himself, bruh. He was like, "Oh shit, I think we're gonna lose this game. Oh, I think we're gonna win this game." He would bet those.
What happened to him?
It was 1 year too. It was a season, but like with soccer, a season is like a lot of games.
Right.
So he missed out on a lot of stuff. But I honestly think a lifetime ban is crazy. If it was James Harden, do you think he would have? No, James Harden is too simple. If it was like Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic, like Wemby, do you think it would have been a lifetime ban? Be honest, bro. Be honest.
Because they bring in too much money. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they bring in too much money for the team as well as the NBA. You know what I mean? So, I feel like if we're talking like face of the NBA caliber player, probably not. They would definitely be, suspended for probably longer than a season, maybe, but at least a year.
Yeah, season and a half, maybe.
Right.
Like calendar year kind of thing.
Right. Like if the NBA is really sticklers on, like sports betting or whatever. And also, I guess it depends on what they're betting too. Yeah, it would probably at least be a year, I would say.
Yeah.
Not to mention they'll probably add on like side quests, like you got to go to gambling addiction, like get classes done, just based on what they've done in the past. Different issues, but no.
I think a good criticism though is like, and I think I agree with this with all sports, is that they promote gambling so much that like it's bound to happen, and their punishments is like kind of like, okay, you banned this guy for a season or his whole life, but like during the announcement of him getting banned, I saw a fucking sports betting commercial. Like that's insane. That's actually insane to me.
It's the addicts, bro.
Yeah, I guess, but like still, it's just I get what some people are saying. I think it's all sports though. Every sports. Like I'm pretty sure the guy in soccer who got banned, his team had like a betting like sponsorship on their jersey.
Probably.
So like, what do you expect? Anyways, enough of that. Moving on. Today we are filling out our brackets, and I know some games are being played today, but honestly, I think we're gonna try to be as unbiased as possible. So starting with, you want to start with the East or West?
East. I think East is easier.
Okay, before we do this, how many sweeps do you guys have? Last year, I think the most sweeps one of us had was like 2. Do you think it's different this year, or do you think it's going to be more sweeps?
I don't know. It's a great question because it's like there very well probably will be sweeps, but
Mhm.
it's just like the teams are so. Okay, wait. Maybe two sweeps, and that's just in the first round. If I'm
See,
looking at the bracket right now.
in the first round, I don't think there's any, but there's like 2 teams that are like at risk of that happening. And I'm looking at
Right.
the right
Right.
now.
Yeah, I agree. I think I have like one iffy one. I have like that's it. Like one that like I might change my mind halfway through like the podcast.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Let's go start from I'll just go top to bottom then if we're starting with the East. Celtics Heat.
Well, Jimmy Butler's out, and we don't know how long. They said probably a couple of weeks, and by that point, it would be over. The first round would be wrapped up. So I got Celtics in 5. I think the Heat can grab 1, even without Butler, but it'd probably be really hard fought, and like the rest of the wins the Celtics get are probably demoralizing.
Mhm.
They just have so many injuries right now. They're just kind of lucky to be in that 8 spot.
Yeah, I got Celtics in 4. I think the Heat are going to get swept. I think the Celtics just look too good right now, and they literally set a franchise record of like what was it, like most threes made in a game or something like that.
Yeah, the most threes, like 22, was the
Yeah.
record.
Crazy.
So it's like if they keep hitting like that, they're not losing. So I got Celtics in 4. That was one of my sweeps.
This was my iffy one. I want to say 4, but I kind of agree with Vaughn. I think they might be able to steal at least one, especially at home. He are a really good team, home team. So I got Celtics in 5. Um, yeah, without Jimmy, it's looking rough. And even then, like last year I would have a little bit more confidence in at least like maybe 6. But like this, like they're not looking too hot. They kind of struggled even in the play-ins as well. Like they lost their first game against the Sixers. Granted, it's the Sixers, but like still, like they didn't even like really. It didn't really look promising. Like watching their playing games didn't get me excited for them at all.
Mm.
Next up is Cavaliers Magic.
See, I got Cavs in 6, but I think this is also another one at risk of a sweep, only because it's gonna like fall down to the coach to make the adjustments to get Paolo his looks. Because right now Paolo's running into the paint, having to face against Jarrett Allen and Evan Mobley. And last game, the one game, he just couldn't get it into his rhythm, and the rest of the team couldn't really pick it up either. So uh, I expect the Magic will look good defensively as well because they have been all regular season. So that's why I got them at 6. But if they don't figure it out on the offensive end, it's a sweep.
Yeah, I have Cavs in 6 as well. I think it's just, the Magic are just too young. They don't have a whole lot of experience as opposed to a Donovan Mitchell. And then, Donovan Mitchell's running mate in Garland. Backcourt, front court, I think overall is just a better team. Bench wise, definitely, I would probably say is better as well. So I got Cavs in 6. I think the Magic could steal one in Cleveland. If not, then they'll probably get both home games, but we'll see.
I also have Cavs in 6. Yeah, you guys basically said everything I want to say. My only concern is that like it should be more like 5, but I think like the Cavs are also kind of like just as an experience in the playoffs as the Magic. Like Donovan isn't, but like everyone else is, and so like I don't think that's good enough to get them the 4 or 5. I think 6 is what's gonna happen, especially with the Magic's defense. Like the Knicks defense kind of shut them out last year. And like, yeah, that's probably a better defense, but still, like they struggle against like good defenses. It seems. Bucks Pacers.
I want to see this go 7, but Giannis is out for game 1. As of what's today? The 12th, 21st. Jesus Christ, dyslexic. I really want to see it go 7. I think it'll go 6. And I know the Bucks are my favorite team, but the Pacers were my favorite team last year. I kind of want to see the Pacers move on. So I'm gonna say Pacers in 6, but I want it to be 7.
That's crazy.
I also like this to be a long series, but Giannis missing game 1. Pacers has basically destroyed them all 5 regular season games they played in, including the play-in tournament. That was with Giannis.
Yep.
Yeah. And now the Pacers have Pascal Siakam, so they always have a guy to put on him while Miles Turner plays help defense. I got Pacers in 5. I know Dame Lillard is there, but Dame Lillard's not guarding Tyrese Halliburton. And you got Pat Bev, but that's also another short guard on a tall Tyrese Halliburton. He's just gonna shoot over him, pass it around him, like whatever. So that's why I'm pretty confident on this Pacers team.
And he's not going to carry the load by himself. So,
I got Pacers in 7. So, I think with Bucks, with Giannis, I think it still would have been like Bucks 6. But if Giannis is missing the first game, I think Pacers can definitely get it done. I still said 7 games because the Bucks are still a pretty good team, even without Giannis. Like maybe not as good as we seen them last year. And I also would have said Bucks in 7, but it's Doc Rivers we're talking about. This man does not know how to coach, and as much as I love Dame, I don't think he could do it by himself for sure. All right, Knicks and 76ers.
I got Knicks in 7. What people have been talking about the Knicks is you got Jalen Brunson, and with Julius Randle out, who's your number 2? I think game 1 proved they don't really need a solidified number 2. They just need the entire team to rise to the occasion. And last time it was Josh Hart. He hit like 5 very important threes. And what was killing the Sixers more was they allowed like over 20 offensive rebounds alone. And if that's just going to persist, because you got there are 2 Mitchell Robinson and Hartenstein at the bigs getting rebounds, and then you got Josh Hart for some reason is freakishly good at grabbing rebounds himself. If they're just going to lose that rebounding game every single time, well, it kind of just looks grim for the Sixers. But they still have Joel Embiid, who I don't know if his knee is bothering him or not, and Tyrese Maxey, but I'm not confident they make it past the first round. Never mind, like after that.
So I know Embiid did go down during the game, but I think it came out afterwards that like he's still gonna play in game 2.
Mhm.
But
that's what I was looking for. I was like, I think somebody said something about his injury, but I can't find it.
But like, I honestly think that's an awful sign, bro. If you narrowly miss injury and it's the first game of the series, like, I don't know. I want
Especially
to,
with his injury pass as well, like knee injury pass.
yeah, I wanted to say Sixers and 7, but I also think like the Sixers are they're kind of like in this weird spot where they don't know how to prepare.
Mm,
Like we've seen them fall so far, like fall so down on the standings when Embiid was injured, and it's like it's kind of like shows that like if Embiid doesn't do well, they're also not going to do well, and that's kind of like not a good sign. So I got Knicks in 7, and also in the first round, not having a 2-man does not matter. In the first round, you need your whole team to show up, and like yeah, maybe later down the line you do need that, but like if your team doesn't show up in the first round, we've seen upsets happen all the time.
mhm.
So I think Knicks in 7 for sure.
I'm gonna say Knicks in 6. I just don't think the Sixers, like you were just saying, like have all the pieces that they need to you know, whether Embiid helps or whether Embiid plays or not. I don't think they have all the pieces that they need to beat the Knicks because the Knicks have way more players, way more consistent players on their roster. As Vaughn mentioned, you know, they have Josh Hart, you know, they still got DiVincenzo, um, Jalen Brunson. I've been hearing things too about like, you know, Brunson being unguardable, you know. So
Mhm.
if that's really the case, obviously someone else is going to pop off on the Knicks, and who's going to guard him, whoever that may be. Also, Mitchell Robinson patrolling the paint.
Yeah, I was gonna
Um,
say he's killing it this year.
right. So I got Knicks in 6, and they're showing like they are a 2 seed right now. So
Wow, we agreed on every single series in the East. Maybe this is where we get some disagreements, but I doubt it. Because we have Celtics Cavs.
Well, I know, at least for me, I'm confident it's a Celtics series win. It's just the game amount is what I'm hung up on because for some reason the Cavs go off every time they play the Celtics, but I can see their glaring issues already. Like you got Don Mitchell and the Darius Garland having to guard Derek White and Drew Holiday are like strong, tall guards. And that they're going to be defended by them and having to defend them. I have a hard time believing they have success. I'll say Celtics in 5.
I'm not gonna lie, I do kind of agree with that. And then on top of that, I also think, um, you know, as I think Angel mentioned it earlier, the inexperience of the Cavs, other than Donovan Mitchell as well. Meanwhile, Jason Tatum's been in the playoffs, or you know, most of that team has been in the playoffs, the entirety of Tatum's career or whatever. So, um, I would probably say Celtics in 5 or 6, probably more likely 5. But yeah, the Celtics just look way too good right now, bro. It's kind of scary.
I also got Celtics in 5. I think Donovan Mitchell, and literally the only reason why I'm not saying sweep is because Donovan Mitchell's gonna have like one game where he just like wins it for them. But other than that, I think like Drew Holiday alone is like just helps them attack so much better. And like I don't think the Cavs defense can like handle that.
Mm.
Like it's looking like an easy series. Even though I said 5, I think it's gonna be like still an easy series for them. All right. Pacers Knicks.
Okay. Pacers Knicks. I'm gonna take a broad swing here and say Knicks in 5. I have no idea how these two match up against each other. but I just know the Knicks have more experience altogether versus the Pacers, pretty fairly young team, and Jalen Brunson's probably going to feast. I mean, they're just going to play good team basketball. Whereas if anything happens to Tyrese Halliburton, if they shut him out, if they at least contain him, the rest of the Pacers will probably struggle. Because when I think number two for the Pacers, if the Knicks don't have a number two, it probably would have been Benedict Mathurin, but he's out. And I don't know if guys like Obi Toppin, if or even Aaron Naismith can like put them over the hump against a team like the Knicks.
I might say something that's bold, but I think this honestly might be Knicks in 4. I think if the Knicks can, I think the 76ers is like, even though they're below the Pacers, I honestly think they are still a better team than them. And I honestly think I don't see anyone really stopping Jalen Brunson, Mitchell Robinson. Like, I just think like the only person I can really see being like a factor in this is like Halliburton. And if he's like having a good game, then like I can see it being more games. But like I honestly think Halliburton alone isn't going to be enough. And I think like Madison Square Garden, like in the playoffs, I know we shit on it sometimes, but like that's like for a young team like the Pacers, that's like lights are going to be too bright, like Jared Allen said. Like it's going to be a rough time for them for sure.
So I'm trying to find their season series. I think they only win against each other twice, which is weird. Because aren't they supposed to go against each other 4 times in the season?
Yeah, but I think the in-season tournament shuffles how many games people play. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so they split the series 1-1. The first game, the Knicks won by 4, and the Pacers won by the second game. The Pacers won the second game by 14. So could be a good matchup. Mitchell Robinson versus Jared Allen would be a crazy defensive battle. Pacers Knicks. I'm gonna say 6 games. I'm gonna continue being a Pacers fan. Pacers in 6.
Pacers in 6. Probably the greatest like fumble by the Knicks, honestly.
They're bound to do it, bro.
I think they could do it if the Pacers shoot their threes better than the Knicks.
Oh, yeah, true.
They have enough shooters, even including their center, to make something like that happen versus the Knicks has Josh Hart, who's spotty three-point shooting, and then their centers just don't shoot threes at all. So it would probably have to be a shooting war.
This is also crazy because, like, we haven't seen a Knicks Pacers series in, like, how long, bro? When was the last time we saw that?
A Pacers Knicks series?
Yeah.
Would that be like Reggie Miller and Ewing?
Bro.
Or maybe like Walt Frazier? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking Reggie Miller, but, like, there's no way.
Right. I feel like it could be even a little bit further back than that, but aren't the Pacers like a newer franchise?
No, they're old. They're an old franchise. I think it is. My internet's not working. Oh, well. No fact checking that. Anyways, moving on. We have then Celtics Knicks in the conference finals.
I could see the rebounding being an issue. And Celtics, it really comes down a matter of effort for rebounding, and they don't always do that. I could see this going to 6. Celtics win. It's for some reason the most frustrating thing about being a Celtics fan is they don't play every game 100% throughout the entire game, throughout an entire series. Like even game 1, Celtics versus Heat, they had a 30-point lead. It got trimmed down to a 13-point lead. But they still won by 20. But it's just those lapses that gives team a foot in the door, and they'll do that to the Knicks, and the Knicks will make them pay. But inevitably, the Celtics will make it to the finals. Is my hope and prediction.
Update 2013, and the Pacers won 4-2.
2013, was that Melo?
Yeah, that'd have been Melo.
And the Pacers won all time. The Knicks Pacers 19 wins for the Knicks, 22 for the Pacers.
Wait, 2013, that was Paul George.
Yeah. George Hill, Paul George, Lance Stevenson.
Yeah, Roy Hibbert. That was that LeBron era. Yeah. I don't want to see either one of these teams make it to the finals. But out of my Laker bias, I'm going to say Knicks and 4.
Knicks and 4. That's insane. That's so insane that you just said that.
That's my Laker bias, bro.
That's so funny.
I have no reasoning behind that. It's just I don't want to see. Yeah, I just don't want to see either team. I don't want to see that happen.
If the Knicks somehow find a way to get to the finals, the fans will be so insufferable, man.
Oh yeah,
like every win, every minute of the finals, there'd be like parading in the streets.
Yeah. I'm gonna say Celtics in 6. I don't think there's if they don't make it to the finals this year, that's gonna blow my mind.
Mm-hmm.
They are way too good not to make it to the finals this year. And and especially if the Knicks are the ones to stop them, that's I can't fathom that, bro. I just no hate to the team. It's just they have so much more they could use, and I feel like the Celtics are the one of the few teams that could stop Jalen Brunson a little bit. Maybe not make him drop 6, but definitely slow him down. Make his life hard.
Before we continue, make sure you're following us on YouTube and all podcast platforms. Follow us on Twitter for updates, and let's get to it.
Western Conference. Maybe we'll have some back and forth this time because I think we agreed on literally every single series for East except for Knicks, and that was pure spite. So it wasn't even an actual disagreement. Starting off, for Pelicans, who do you have coming out of this?
Thunder and 4.
Yeah.
Or
well, if Zion comes back, I think he'll be a problem, but we don't even know the timeline. I'll give it the benefit of the doubt. Zion comes back and wins them a game.
Yeah.
So I'll say Thunder in 5.
It's definitely going to be some type of sweep, but whether it's a gentleman's sweep or a total sweep, it's going to be a sweep.
Yeah, Thunder in 5, bro. There's no way around it. The Pelicans were probably the most, out of the ones who made it out, the worst. The Heat and Sixers, I think the Pelicans are worse than them. The Lakers are the best, but even it was just a sad showing for them, low key, and the Kings are kind of fumbled it. I don't think the Pelicans should even be here, bro. That's how faith I have in them.
It is unfortunate that Zion is hurt, though.
Yeah, for sure.
You didn't want to see that, especially this late in the season. But
and it's gonna be the youngest matchup in the whole entire playoffs because the Cavs has some old players.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. I feel like this has to be the youngest out of all of them. And all right, next we have Clippers Mavs. And I don't think this will affect your opinion. It definitely won't affect mine. but the Clippers did just win their game.
Yeah, I was watching that game before we started recording, and the Clippers look way too strong, even without Kawhi, because he didn't play in this game. Harden was hitting. That was a big reason why as well.
Mm-hmm.
Russ was hitting. Literally, like, everything that could have went right for the Clippers in that game. That's probably not going to happen every game, obviously, but
Yeah.
could also be a sweep. I'm not gonna lie. It could be. I don't see it going past 6 games.
Yeah, I got Clippers in 6. Holding strong on that. And I honestly, it's because like I feel like Mavs fans forgot that like Russ is a bench player. That's a guy who could start on like 90% of the teams, and he's a bench player. And not only that, but he makes their bench better.
Yeah, he's taking pride in that role. Like,
yeah, like when he was out that short stint, the bench was like looking pretty weak. I like when Russ is out there with that bench core, they look like almost like an entirely different starting 5 because he just gets everyone involved. So like I still got Clippers in 6. I'm not going down because I think you can't. Luka is like a different breed. I think he definitely can still get 2. If Kawhi's back though, and they're looking like that without him, if he comes back,
it's scary, bro.
it's scary, bro. The Clippers are looking scary.
Because they already have a system in place with him in the rotation.
Yeah.
So it's like if they're looking like this with him out of the rotation, that might be a chip, bro.
I think the scariest part is Paul George. I think it just depends on Paul George as well because he can't go missing.
Right.
Right, because Paul George has been shooting like career high efficiencies, but that's after a slump later in the season.
Yeah.
And I don't know what his stats look like for that game. I would hope he's like the leading scorer, but I don't know. They got a lot of guys who can get buckets. I'm also the complete opposite of you. I think Mavericks get it done in 7.
Really?
I just think the last time Luka faced against the Clippers, very different Clippers team, he had guys like he had Brunson aside, but now he's got Kyrie. And this is Brunson before All-Star Brunson.
Right.
And I don't even remember. His starting center was Dwight Powell, who just moves slow as hell. I don't know how he was a starting center at any point in his career.
Crazy.
Now he's at least got lob threats, defensive schemes. Jason Kidd has probably a game plan to. We're kind of cheating here because they lost one game, but I feel like he could readjust. And if Kawhi comes back, I don't think he'll be 100%. And as much as I love Kawhi, and if he's playing not 100%, he's probably missing shots, and he's probably taking a lot of shots that he shouldn't be doing. So I think that will be an issue for them. Plus, Luka Doncic gets triple doubles, gets high assists for guys that you wouldn't expect to be getting like those assists for him.
Mm-hmm.
He's done it with like a Seth Curry. He's done it with a Maxi Kleber, And my hope is that will be enough to take down the Clippers. But maybe we'll find out in like 2 weeks. It was a delusional take.
Who knows? Anything can happen. All right, Timberwolves Suns.
And got that dog in him, bro.
You went right at KD.
3 shots in a row, bro. Like, come on, bro. Would I be crazy if I said 5?
I was gonna say 5.
That's wild.
Like KD had his time with Kyrie, now he's got his time with Devin Booker, and they got swept by the Celtics one time, and Ant is on a mission right now. I think they're lucky to get one win in the series. Now things could go south. Things could change, be it injury or just maybe no one is hitting their shots on the Timberwolves. But if they're playing like game one, I think it's over in 5.
Which is more likely than not because they've been playing like that all season against every team. You know what I mean? So they're kind of, even though they're like the 3 seed. Yeah, even though they're the 3 seed, you know, they were holding that number 1 seed for majority of the season.
Yeah.
So it's like they're, at least in my opinion, they're like the Celtics in terms of they're playing like a number 1 seed. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I think the Wolves are just a little too good against the Suns. Even with that, you know, star-studded lineup, but I don't know. The Suns look like they just crumbled. And against the Timberwolves, I feel like that shouldn't happen. But
yeah, I got Wolves in 6. I have a little bit more faith in the Suns, but it's not looking like a good series for the Suns at all. Yeah, you guys said everything I wanted to say. Even like like not taking into account an Ant, like the Suns are just like a depleted team. Like their roster is nothing compared to like the Timberwolves.
right.
And like that's saying something because like their roster looked like not bad at the beginning of the season, but like definitely wasn't looking this bad like a couple of months ago.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Nuggets, Lakers.
Well, we had the benefit of seeing one game. They're going to play one game. And for some reason, every single one of the guards forgot how to shoot, at least efficiently. D'Lo's in playoff form again. Don't know what is up with it. If they swept them last season, I'm going to say Nuggets sweep them again this season.
What are the thoughts of the Nuggets fan first?
You know, I was low-key scared because I was like, okay, the Lakers might come back with a vengeance. AD is healthy. I was like, this might be a tougher series than I thought. I got Nuggets in an easy 6. I think it's going to be like I said, it's going to be like, it's going to go 6 games, but the Nuggets aren't coming out of it tired. If anything, they're going to come out of it like almost as if it was a sweep. Because I honestly think Darvin Ham is their biggest clutch, bro. Why was Taurean Princeton for so long? That's actually insane to me. Like, I don't know how he still has a job. Like, that's actually, I think Darvin Ham is their biggest crutch. And when your coach is your biggest crutch, like, you kind of have no hope.
Win. And it's really only been like towards the end of the season because like we weren't that bad as we're like the fucking 7th seed, but we weren't that bad to start the season, or at least the first half of the season. And then it was like, you know, the later the season gets, we just kept, you know, falling. I don't know, bro. I'll probably say Nuggets in 5. We'll probably steal 1, maybe. I would like, you know, 5-1 Lakers, but that's not going to happen. And winning in Denver, I feel like, is hella hard too.
Yeah.
So,
it definitely hurts that Jared Vanderbilt is out.
right.
That's another switchy, like, big man defender you could have put on Jokic. Probably would have been safer. Like, him and AD would have been playing well off each other. I just don't have faith in Jackson Hayes either. Like,
Not in the playoffs.
No, definitely not in the playoffs. It's just he's getting exposed. He's not big enough to guard Jokic, and he's not as quick as he is. It kind of feels like he can't defend the 3-point line either. It definitely doesn't help that every single guard in game 1 was just a mess.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what's crazy? In the plains, they kind of looked like, they might actually be a problem. Because Rui Hachimura was like hitting threes that game. And I was like, okay, like they might actually like cause some trouble. And even like I even said, like, they don't. We didn't last year. We kind of held the guards. Like Bruce Brown kind of held them to like doing bad. I was like, okay, we lost Bruce Brown, so like D'Lo probably won't like go 0 for 5 again. Like I was wrong. That's even with Bruce Brown, they're not hitting anything. So
D'Lo went cold, started turning the ball over. Rui scored 7 points in 31 minutes.
That's crazy. That's absolutely insane.
That's not going to win us games.
Yeah. Like, if the play-in game against the Pelicans were to show, like, Zion was giving them issues. And Zion is basically, like, going in the paint, finishing around the rim. But Jokic does that, and he can shoot, and he can pass. It's just such an issue.
Yeah. And it's like, so I was talking about this in, like, the Twitter group chat that I'm in. And someone brought up the point, like, it's obvious, but like it's not even about stopping Jokic because you can't. The only way you can stop Jokic is keep him on the bench. How you keep him on the bench? Put him in foul trouble. But I don't know what Darvin Ham is thinking. Like, bro, pick and roll with like D'Lo, tell D'Lo to attack, try and get a foul. Pick and roll with LeBron, try and get a foul. Like it's not as hard as it sounds, but also Jokic knows how to play, good enough defense to not get a foul. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I don't know. It's just limiting the other players, keeping Jokic's assist total down. But I don't have much faith. I don't have much faith in the Lakers against the Nuggets. Maybe a Thunder team, maybe, but not the Nuggets.
Yeah, like the foul thing is a good point against Jokic, but I think he'd rather the team score 2 on him than he foul, because if he fouls, gets too many, he's sitting on the bench, and that hurts worse than maybe a layup or a dunk on his head,
Right.
So that's a good point to bring up.
All right. We all had Thunder, and the only one who didn't have Clippers was Vaughn. So for me, Eugene, Thunder, Clippers, and for Vaughn, Thunder, Mavs.
Thunder Clippers would be crazy.
I feel like Thunder, any of these teams would be fun to watch, low key.
Right.
Thunder, Mavs, Thunder, Clippers. That's a fun series. I'll go Clippers and I'm gonna go. This might sound crazy, but I'm gonna go Clippers in 7. I think. God damn! I think that the Thunder got the first seed over the Nuggets for a reason. Now we have seen first seeds not do good, but also like the Thunder are just a young Clippers, bro. Like they really are. Like they have that bench guy who makes them better. They have that like Shea is like basically their Harden, Giddy is their PG. Like it's almost an exact replica, except they're just like younger. So I think I still got Clippers in 7, but like it's gonna be a hard fought battle.
I want the Thunder.
That'd be crazy if they went to the Western Conference,
right? Like, but I'm probably gonna say, I don't know how many games, but I'm probably gonna say the Clippers, solely based on experience. They have so much experience split between 4 players. And then not to mention most of the others on the Clippers team have been to the playoffs, whether that was on the Clippers or elsewhere.
Yeah.
But they have a lot of playoff experience, so they're pretty much used to this, as opposed to like Chet. This is his first year playing in the NBA.
Yeah.
So it's like, he's not really used to it. Right. Yeah, how many games? I have no idea, but I'm probably just gonna say Clippers solely on experience.
If it does come down to Thunder Clippers, Shea would be on a mission. Like Clippers trade him.
Yeah.
He would probably want to be out there trying to embarrass Paul George.
That's facts.
So they made a mistake. So if that happens, might be one of the most exciting series to see. I didn't say Clippers would be going past them, but I think the odds would be in the Thunder favor if it came down to it, only because they play so fast. They got high flyers, and every one of them can defend well. Like, even if you try to exploit Chet Holmgren because he's not big, you can't put him in a pick and roll because he switches so well.
Right.
And
Yeah.
for his size, like thin frame, he's a very good rebounder. Excellent at blocks.
He's agile.
Yeah. So I hope that happens. But I said Mavs would be proceeding. Mavs versus Thunder, probably less exciting. But I would like to see that Luka Shai Gilgeous matchup. We don't know who's MVP, but
Right.
they're top 3 in talks. That would be very exciting as well. And if the Mavs can make it past the Clippers, they have a shot at the Thunder, but I would say less so. And I would just go Thunder in 6, only because not only are they young, fast, quick, great defenders, but they have a bench too, be it Isaiah Joe. They have Gordon Hayward, that's some veteran leadership as well. I think they can make it to the conference finals.
Yeah.
If the Mavs somehow win this against the Clippers, I think that's a very good possibility. There's a very high chance that happens.
I agree. Because a big point you said last episode when we mentioned just if we were excited for the series or not is that you said the Mavs have like a decent defending, but I think the Thunder is the same way, but their defending isn't decent. Their defending is good, and I feel like that's gonna hurt the Mavs because I didn't bring this up for the last round to prove my point, but Luka and Kyrie dropped 30 this game and still lost.
Right.
And I think they can kind of not Luka, but I think they can make it harder for them to do that. And even with Shai, I know people kind of hate this kind of game, but he's good at getting to the free throw. And I don't care if you hate it or not. That's valuable. That's
it's 3 points.
Yeah, that's 3 points. So I honestly think it would be a Thunder winning for sure. But that would be a fun series. I think no matter what, Thunder Clippers, Thunder Mavs, I think that's going to be a fun series for sure.
I'm just happy to see the Thunder in the playoffs, man.
I know. We're rooting for it. All right, next we both said Timberwolves and we both said Nuggets. So Timberwolves, Nuggets.
I think that'll be another fun one to watch. Defending champs versus, top seed essentially. I think that's for sure going 7.
Really?
I think I'm locking in 7.
As a Nuggets fan, I think I got Nuggets in 5, bro.
5?
I got Nuggets in 5. I think Jokic is destroying Gobert.
No,
I think Jokic is taking Gobert apart. I think AD is better than Gobert, and look at what he's doing to AD. I don't think Gobert stands a chance. I'm not on this Gobert D-Boy hype train because AD stats are low key better. Anyways, that's not the point. But I think our biggest problem is Ant, but I feel like we can low key our defense is there, and I think we can stop everyone else and make it hard.
Okay. Let's think about the matchups real quick. So at point, who's your starting point guard?
It's Murray. Jamal Murray plays the point most of the time.
Oh, who's shooting guard?
I think shooting guard. Oof. Shooting guard is what's his name?
Christian Brown?
Contavious.
Yeah, Contavious.
Yeah,
Oh,
KCP.
yeah, you're right. Okay, he's not anything. And then y'all have MPJ and Aaron Gordon, and then Jokic.
Jokic, yep.
And then who's starting for the point guard for the Wolves?
Mike Conley starts as point guard.
So it's Conley and
Gobert
McDaniels
and Towns.
Cat and Gobert.
Yeah.
Bro, you're not telling me. Okay. Jokic is gonna get his regardless. Like that 30-point triple-double, we'll assume. But you're not telling me Aaron Gordon is guarding Cat successfully.
Okay, I'm not saying that, but I think Jokic and Gordon work so well together. And I'm a Gordon hater, bro. I despise Gordon. But Jokic and Gordon can low-key do some damage. And wait, before we really dive into this, we haven't even heard Vaughn's prediction.
Okay, all right, yeah, right.
Oh, I had Nuggets in 6 because I'm thinking back. Last time Gobert faced Jokic in the playoffs, he had Donovan Mitchell at his side, and they went 7 games. Mm-hmm. But now he's got Anthony Edwards on his team, and like back on that Utah team, who is the third best player? Like Bojan Bogdanovic. The third best player on the Timberwolves is Karl-Anthony Towns, the best shooting big man ever. Like he's made the most threes of any big man. Mm-hmm. So I would love to say 7, but I think just their starting 5 on the Nuggets play so well off of each other offensively. Like, I don't know how every time he's either finding Aaron Gordon in the dunker spot or KCP for an open 3 because they got to double him. So that will be the main concern. But I don't think it's easy at all, an easy series. Like, in 5, you said, is insane.
Yeah, I know. Nuggets in 5 is
5.
That's crazy. At least 6.
Bruh, I'm telling you, I'm more worried about the Lakers than I am the Timberwolves, bro. I'm not.
That's crazy hate. That's crazy hate. I don't know, bro. I'm a strong believer in Ant. He's been hooping on his mind all season. I think it would continue. I see him averaging at least 25 per game. I think y'all sleeping on McDaniels too. He's kind of fire, bro, on the defensive end.
I am.
I think because like, bro,
I don't know anything about McDaniels' game. I'm not gonna lie.
All MPJ does is he's like a Curry, essentially. He runs around. He's like an off-ball Curry. Think about it. He runs around, gets a couple screens. He shoots over the defender.
MPJ can get hot sometimes, bro.
I'm not, bro. Trust me. I love MPJ, but I think McDaniels not necessarily could like lock him down, but I think he could defend MPJ well enough to like limit his numbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like normally MPJ puts up what, like 20?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I think you know we could shave off a few points of that, and I think that would affect.
All I'm saying is last year we beat them in 5-2. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, last year was a whole different story. They weren't a 1 seed the entire season. They are a different team now.
I'm just saying.
Like, just thinking of MPJ, Jaden McDaniels. Jaden McDaniels knows MPJ's biggest part of his game is his 3-point. Like, if he's getting the ball, he's not passing it, he's shooting it immediately.
Right. Yeah, so bro, all he has to do, easier said than done again, face guard him. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
That's a matchup I don't know anything about. So, like, I can't even, like, because I don't know much about McDaniels, to be honest.
I think it's a good matchup to look forward to if the Lakers lose, which hopefully they won't.
We also got to think, who's guarding Ant? Like, Ant, he's scoring 40, man. Like,
we see Murray lock. We see Murray lock.
Jamal Murray.
Bro, he's exposing Kevin Durant, bro. A 7-foot demigod.
I don't think he's locking him up. But don't make it sound like Jamal Murray's gonna be like useless and stranded out there.
No. We're not saying all that, but nobody on the court is successfully guarding Ant.
Yeah, for sure.
Especially after being the Suns in this scenario. Like KD's his idol, he said. If he beats KD, somehow his confidence is going to be even higher. And that's scary.
Like, bro, his confidence is already in the sky. This dude's gonna be in heaven, bro. Like, he's gonna be moving with God, bro. Like,
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. I think it's gonna be a fun series for sure, though.
definitely.
And like, I think it's gonna be kind of like the Lakers and Nuggets last year. How the Lakers were close every single game. Like every game ended like pretty close. I think it's gonna be like that, just in 5 instead of 4.
I think that's what it's gonna be for our current series, Lakers and Nuggets. Like,
Mhm.
we're always gonna be close, but for some whatever reason, we can't.
You can't get it done.
Yeah, we can't get it.
That's literally what happened last year.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think there was a blow. I could be wrong, but I don't think there was a single blowout. I think every
I
game
don't think
was close.
I could be wrong, but at least every game that I watched, I don't think we took the lead. I don't think we took the lead that whole series. I could be wrong though.
So I think that's what I think is going to be for the Timberwolves. I think every game's going to be super close, but I still think Nuggets are going to get 10 and 5. But I could be wrong, and you know what? I'll be happy if I'm wrong because then it's a win-win for me. Because either my prediction stands right, or my other prediction stands right, and the Nuggets don't repeat. So it's a win-win. That means, did we all say Nuggets or did someone say Timberwolves? Okay.
Oh no. Oh wait. What did I say? I think I said Wolves.
Okay.
But, I mean, it doesn't matter anyway.
It is going to be different than for you. So that means in the conference finals, we all have the Thunder, and Eugene, you have the Wolves, and me and Vaughn have the Nuggets. God damn it. I honestly think Nuggets Thunder would be so fun, bro. Just because of the pure fact that the Thunder are in the Western Conference Finals.
Right.
Nuggets in 5. Easy.
All right. I know what this is. This is just the Nuggets bias. I get it. I get it.
No, bro, no. I have shat on the Nuggets before, bro. This is not bias.
That's the Nuggets bias, bro. You just want them to win another chip, bro. Back to back. I get it. I would too, like.
I feel like in this matchup, it'd be a race if SGA gets Jokic in foul trouble or if Jokic gets Chet Holmgren in foul trouble.
True.
Because that center matchup is going to be so pivotal. Like, we're not even going to think about defense because both of those guys are scoring. It's just Chet Holmgren is probably going to take more outside shots and open up the floor for the rest of the team, for SGA specifically. And if SGA can get Jokic in foul trouble, it's Thunder's favor. If Jokic gets that big man in trouble, then I don't even know the backup center for the Thunder.
I couldn't tell you.
I really don't know either, to be honest.
But also you got to think too, like Chet can take a defender off the dribble. So and Jokic can't slide his feet. So if he ends up spacing the floor, just take him off the dribble, get a couple fouls, anyone's ball game,
Realistically, I think it might not be 5, it might be 6 probably. But I also think Jamal Murray should, if we're thinking he's not gonna for some reason go superhuman mode, he should be tired from guarding Ant. And I think from going from Ant to Shea, that's exhausting, bro. That's there's no way that's not gonna be somewhat troubling for him.
Mm-hmm.
And so, especially because I'm looking at their backup centers, bro. One, Jalen, no, Bismack Biyombo, and Oliver Sarr.
He doesn't even play.
And Mike Muscala.
And he doesn't even play.
Those are listed centers.
They wear dress clothes.
They stay in the pops.
Yeah.
So I am switching to Thunder in 6 because I didn't take that into account. The fact of Ant and Shea back to back for Jamal Murray is gonna that's tiring for sure.
You said Thunder in 6?
Nuggets in 6. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Nuggets in 6.
Okay.
Yeah, I switched completely.
Yeah, that had been turned. I would say Nuggets in 7. They've been here before. Whatever the Thunder can throw at them, I think they can handle in a 7-game series. And I would just favor Jokic over that. If the Thunder make it to the finals, I mean, you might be looking at your next like Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook type team.
Yeah.
Now they got their mistakes to learn from. They don't trade anyone. They just stick with them.
Yeah.
Like even I think at this point you don't trade anyone. So
No.
would be scary.
Yeah, I think they're still trying to build through that draft, bro. For me, I'd probably say Wolves in 7. Playing in either place, whether it's Minnesota or Oklahoma City, it's gonna be lit. You're gonna have the Shea versus Ant matchup, which will be
insane.
Literally. But the only reason I'm saying 7 is because they literally have, as in the Wolves, literally have the Twin Towers in Cat and Gobert, and Chet can only guard one of them. So, whether I feel like whether they even play good or bad, it depends how bad they play. Whether they win or lose that Game 7 match, but I don't know. It's just that Cat and Gobert tandem sticking out to me. It's like you can guard one, but you can't really guard the other, or like the Thunder can't. Even like a double team, because they're like, Cat's like 7-1 and Gobert's like 7-3, something like that.
Yeah, they're both 7-footers. I think that's a series you would have to play on Mike Muscala just so Chet could play Cat, because he's such a good shooter. Mm-hmm. And Gobert, no offensive bag. You might be okay with a bench warmer playing defense on him.
Right.
But I think that would come down to how well Anthony Edwards is involving his teammates rather than just scoring. Because if you can get Gobert some easy dunks, it's a wrap from there. But that would be a very interesting series to watch play out.
I think, yeah, I agree. I think Wolves in 7 because, I just think that, once you catch heat like that and you beat a former champ, that does so much for you.
Boost confidence even more.
No, and, it would be wild to see for sure. That would be crazy. Thunder, Timber. I think the fact that we're even mentioning the Thunder at all in the conference finals is insane. But it's also it'd be such a come up for both teams too to be there.
I don't even know who the coach is, but whoever that coach is, I think deserves Coach of the Year, bro. Because from where they were at last year, not even playing, to this year, top of the Western Conference, it's a big flip. So I think whoever that coach is deserves Coach of the Year.
Yeah, agreed. All right, finals. So I'm pretty sure we all had the Celtics.
Yeah.
So that means it's either Celtics Wolves for Eugene or Celtics Nuggets for me and Vaughn.
Well, actually, I had said the Knicks out of spite, but
that's right. That's right.
I mean, realistically, it's probably gonna be the Celtics. So you said Celtics Wolves for me?
Yeah, that's what you said, right? Wolves.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Celtics in 7. I think they're I think these teams are even, honestly, Nuggets and Celtics, but I think their offensive output could be a little bit better than the Thunder. And it just depends on it honestly depends on how well they move, honestly, because they can we've seen it before, but they can move that ball so well that like I honestly think it's gonna be a hard series. Celtics in 7. I honestly think that.
Yeah, I would say 7. Also, because the Celtics have home court advantage, they don't have to play in that Colorado altitude for
Mm.
4 of the games. So that's definitely a help. But yeah, also that ball movement on offensive end for the Celtics has been such a killer. Like they're probably exploiting switches like crazy. You get Jamal Murray on Kristaps Porzingis, and that's an instant bucket.
Yeah.
So plus, like you got veteran leadership and Drew Holiday, who knows how to steady the ship when they're trying to shoot themselves out of the game. You got Derek White, who's so reliable, and I haven't even mentioned Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum.
Yeah.
And those are hard assignments for anyone in the NBA to guard. So my hope is it's finally this year they get that chip. It's been 7 years of tough playoffs for Jason Tatum,
Yeah.
and this is the greatest chance he has, and he has to take it.
I'm probably gonna say Celtics 2. Against the Wolves, it'd probably been like 5 or 6, I think. The Celtics were just significantly better, even like, record wise. Although the Celtics are in the East, you don't just win 60 plus games easily, I guess, for lack of a better term. Like it's not an easy thing to win games in the NBA. But I think the Celtics are just overall a better team. And I feel like their defense is a lot better than the Wolves as well. It would really come down to the guard play along with Jaylen Brown, and then how they try and guard Cat and Gobert. Who's y'all center?
They'll play Kristaps Porzingis at center, or they'll switch to Al Horford at center and play KP at power forward.
I feel like they would do that. Like they would put Horford on Gobert and Porzingis on Cat. But yeah, I don't know. I think the Celtics are they just look too good, play too good. Yeah, Celtics in like 5 or 6.
Mm.
Now, if the Knicks did make finals, do they have a chance against the Timberwolves?
Knicks versus Wolves. It'd be Mitchell Robinson. Do you guys know who the power forward is for the Knicks?
It was Randall, right? Or was he small forward?
No, he was power forward, but they sometimes play small ball with Josh Hart at power forward.
That's crazy. I did not know that.
Or Bojan Bogdanovic at power forward when they want shooting.
I highly doubt they would do that. At least with them with Cat and Gobert on the floor.
Right. They would probably bring Isaiah Hartenstein off the bench to defend one of them.
Right. Okay. I would say that goes 7. I think because I think it would be decently matched up, evenly or whatever. Mike Conley, he can run the offense pretty well, space the floor for Ant. Ant can run his own plays if he wanted to. Like I said, McDaniels is a underrated player on their team in the starting lineup. I like his defense a lot. I feel like it would be a lot of shooting though, because nobody wants to, drive on any of those players inside. I feel like it would go 7. Probably Knicks, only solely because of MSG.
See, I would say Timberwolves in 6 because they even have Nas Reed. I think the bigs would win it for them, bro. I just think the Knicks don't have enough bigs. When with the Timberwolves, they have 3 starting bigs basically.
Right.
At that point, it's okay, what are we going to do?
Like
But, like-
everyone's gonna be tired, but
yeah.
yeah, I see what you're saying. That rotation would be crazy.
That, yeah, you would have Twin Towers fighting Twin Towers basically, and then like Jalen Brunson, Anthony Edwards trying to find their way around them.
Mm.
It might be who comes down to who shoots better.
Like
And I think
efficiency.
Timberwolves, yeah, I think Timberwolves would win that battle, considering Mike Conley, McDaniels, Edwards versus Brunson, who's probably best attacking the basket and mid range, but he is probably their best shooter.
But he also puts up a lot
Oh.
of shots.
He does.
Yeah.
And then OG Anunoby and then Dante DiVincenzo, also good shooters. Well, I would say Wolves in 7, but I can't sleep on MSG either. Like,
Yeah.
I don't think Anthony Edwards would shy away from it, but I'd say like guys like Anthony,
A lot of other players would.
Yeah, they might disappear.
That'd be crazy. Well, there you have it. Those are our brackets. If you want to keep up with the playoffs, then we are your people. For video format, we are on YouTube, so make sure you like and subscribe. We are on all podcast platforms for that audio form. Make sure you give us that good old 5 stars and leave down a review. Let us know what your bracket's looking like. We're on social media on all platforms, so make sure you follow us there at Spin the Rock. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you again next week.